विग्रहाय हेमाभदिव्यै छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from 16th chapter from the book Teachings of Lord Caitanya. The mystic who worships the super soul within himself is also an Atmaram. Were we here or were we somewhere else? Yeah, we were here. The mystic who worships the super soul within himself is also an Atmaram. So what do the mystic yogis do? Some mystic yogis, they try to focus, meditate on the super soul, that is Paramatma, the Supreme Lord in the form of Paramatma seated within us, within our hearts. So some mystic yogis, they also worship that super soul, that Paramatma, which is within themselves, ourself. Is such a person is also called an Atmaram. The Atmaram yogis are of two kinds, Sandarbha and Nigarbha. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 8. Some yogis meditate within their heart on the localized Vishnu, who is four-handed and who holds four symbols: conch, disc, mace, and lotus, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. The yogi who thinks of the four-handed Vishnu becomes absorbed in devotional ecstasy and shows the symptoms of the ecstatic, devotional ecstatic state. In that state, they show symptoms of devotional ecstasy because they start meditating on the Paramatma within themselves. They start seeing the form of the Supreme Lord in the four-handed form of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and therefore they become ecstatic when they see the form of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes such yogis, they cry, sometimes they feel separation from the Lord. In this way, the yogi merges in transcendental bliss, resulting his becoming entrapped like a fish, because now they are meditating in the Paramatma, therefore, which is within themselves. So, therefore, they are trapped like a fish. They are in that body. They are focusing on meditating on the Paramatma within that body, not outside of that body. Therefore, now they are in ecstatic bliss, in transcendental bliss. They have merged into transcendental bliss. So, now they can't leave that body. So, they are entrapped like a fish. The Sagarbha and Nigarbha yogis can be further divided into three categories: the beginner, the advanced yogi, and he who has attained perfection. These yogis are described in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Those who are trying to ascend the path of mystic yoga are called Arurukshu yogis, that is, beginners. Ascend means those who want to become mystic yogis. So it is an ascending path. We have to try by ourselves. Ascending means lower to higher. So start from the scratch. You have to sit in a place which is clean. You have to face the right direction at the right time. There is a particular way in which you should close your eyes. It should not be fully closed. It should not be fully open. It should be half open, half closed in a particular way. The focus has to be at a particular point. It starts from the point of the navel, and then slowly it goes up, so the focus goes up, and in that way they try to lift their pran vayu, the soul itself, the pran vayu. They push it slowly from their lower portion to the upper portion, and then they take it to the head, and then they try to release their pran vayu from the top of the head. So such These are the ways the mystic yogi. So the beginner now, those who are trying to ascend the path of mystic yoga are called Arurukshu yogis or beginners. In Arurukshu yoga, one practices various sitting postures and concentrates the mind. So just like we have yoga asanas, so there are these yoga asanas is basically to have control over our senses, because certain asanas will feel some pain here and some pain there, and therefore we get we get disturbed, we are unable to do it. So that is the whole point of doing these postures. So through those postures, sitting postures, they are trying to control their senses, their mind, and keeping their focus in one place, all that. So this is Arurukshu yoga. That means they are trying everything from scratch by themselves. Just imagine how difficult it must be. It is so difficult to even concentrate the mind for 1 second, or okay, 1 minute. Then it becomes more difficult as you increase the time. Now, how long can somebody really do that? Now, when somebody really is able to do it, then they go to the next level, then the next level. So it's a very difficult process. One ascends the path of yoga by means of meditation and detachment. Detachment even to the body. The ants may be making ant hill in your body, but you have to be detached from the body. Ants are biting you, other things are biting you, but you have to be detached from that pain. Only then you can meditate, only then you can continue your focus. So one ascends the path of yoga by means of meditation and detachment. And when one is no longer attached to working for sense gratification, even when a mosquito bites, we have the tendency to itch. That is also sense gratification. We are trying to control that. So for such yogis, if they are attached to that, then they can't, then that is sense gratification, so they can't ascend that path. So a successful yogi in this yoga system, in this mystic yoga, they ascend that path of yoga by means of meditation and detachment. And when such a person is no longer attached to working for sense gratification, he gradually becomes free. So he becomes free from material, uh, this platform. At that time, he attains a state of ecstasy called yoga rudha. If such a mystic yogi somehow or other comes in contact with a saintly person, then he becomes a devotee of Krishna, because they have reached that state of ecstasy, yoga rudha. And now, when they come in contact with a saintly person, with a devotee of Krishna, with a Vaishnav, with a sadhu, then they become a devotee of Krishna, because they are at the highest sattvic level. The word Urukrama has already been explained. It indicates the Supreme Lord. All the Atmarams are engaged in devotional service to Urukrama, the Supreme Lord. Before engaging in devotional service, such transcendentalists are called Shantas or pacified devotees. The word Atma or self is sometimes translated as mind. Sometimes the mental speculators present philosophical theories in different ways, but when they come in contact with the saintly persons who are themselves engaged in devotional service, then those Atmarams or those mental speculators who are presenting different philosophical theories in different ways, they also become devotees. So, how powerful is the association of sadhu? Sadhu means one who is um, a devotee of Krishna. This is saintly persons here refers to such a sadhu who is a devotee of Krishna. In association with such a devotee, or in by coming in contact with such a saintly person, one becomes a devotee. It is just like a simple example. If somebody has 100 rupees in their pocket and I go and ask for 10 rupees, will the person be able to give me 10 rupees out of their 100 rupees? Yes, obviously. But if somebody is carrying 100 rupees and I go and ask for 1000 rupees, will that person be able to give me? No. As simple as that. There's no big rocket science here. Similarly, somebody who has love for Krishna, somebody who has realized Krishna, who is holding Krishna within their hearts, can give Krishna to the other person. But somebody who has not realized Krishna, Somebody who doesn't have Krishna in their heart cannot give Krishna. And Krishna, or love for Krishna, love means to serve that person. Therefore, devotional service. So, one who has no love for the Supreme Lord Krishna cannot be engaged in devotional service themselves. And therefore, they cannot inspire someone else also to get this highest, the ultimate purpose of this life. It is the ultimate purpose, the highest. But if I don't have it, I cannot give it to someone. Therefore, again and again, Mahaprabhu is clarifying this point and confirming and stamping on this point. All these Atmarams, no matter what or in which state, which level they are, whether they are Shanta, pacified devotees, whether they are doing some mystic yoga and they have reached that ultimate mystic yoga level where they are in a where they have what is that word, yoga rudha, that they are in the state of ecstasy or whatever it may be. But as soon as they come in contact with a saintly person, then they actually come in the ultimate path, that is being engaged in devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Other than that, everything else is a waste, because nothing will be permanent. Why nothing will be permanent? Because our senses are like poisonous snakes, and they will always they are always trying to bite us. Even if by some sadhana we reach to a point where we are in the yoga rudra stage and we are pacified devotees and all that stage, but our senses will always need engagement, some engagement. For how long can you make your senses not do anything? The quality of the soul is to do some or the other activity. Unless you engage the senses in the higher taste, unless you dovetail your senses, instead of not doing anything, I will not do anything, I will not do this, not do that, and I will just do nothing. For how long can you stay in that state of nothingness? It's not possible. After some time, it can be even the longest duration also we take, but definitely there will be a downfall when the senses will jump into sense gratification. After all that, big rishis and munis in Srimad Bhagavatam, also in our Purans also we have seen Vishwamitra Muni. After how many years? 10,000 years of kathor tapasya. He had fully controlled his senses and everything. Urvashi comes and Menika comes, somebody comes and he's carried away. Senses are carried away. Zoom, flying. So therefore, if such great rishis and yogis are not able to do that, then what can people in the Kali Yuga who are full of the defects and fully limited, what can they do? They can't even sit for 1 hour concentrating. Therefore, Krishna is saying that ultimately, unless somebody is engaged in devotional service, that is, use your senses in serving the Supreme Lord, in serving me, Krishna is saying, serve me with your senses. That is giving higher taste to your senses in such a way that it loses taste for all the lower activities, lower things. So, higher taste. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10.87.18, describes two classes of yogis, Sagarbha and Nigarbha, as follows. The yogis begin their practice of yoga by worshipping the abdomen, and they try to concentrate their attention on their intestines. Okay, I just mentioned this some time back. Gradually, their meditation rises to the heart and they concentrate the mind there. So they bring their chitta or chetana on the heart, from the intestines to the heart. Then they gradually direct their attention to the top of the head. Then they take their attention, complete absorption on the top of the head. Then what happens? One who can raise his meditation to that position is understood to have become perfect and to be no longer subject to birth and death. Even such yogis, they render causeless devotional service to the Lord when they come in contact with pure devotees. So we'll pause here, and Krishna willing, we'll continue reading tomorrow again. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your association. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्री श्रीमद श्रीला जय पताका स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि
हरी
हरि
हरी
बोल।
बोल। श्री श्यामा करुणामयी माता जी की जय। हरि
All
बोल।
glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.